All right, how to make $1 million or 7-figure VSLs. So today, which stands for video sales letters, for those of you who don't know. And I have a lot of experience with this because I had one VSL that made us close to $500,000 and another one that we made a few months ago that already made us over $100,000 in just a couple of months. So every single VSL I've ever made converted. So I have a lot of confidence when it comes to this topic, and I've consumed a lot of VSLs from many people in the industry. So I have I've seen what works. I've helped our clients with this. I gave them feedback. They changed it, and their conversions always went up. Our VSLs, every single time we made it, worked, and that is the reason of that is because we always follow this process that I'm going to share with you today. So that's very super exciting, and I also will obviously give you the template that you can use to make your own VSL, which will make it easier for you. Versus if you had to do it on your own. So this said, let's dive into video sales letters complete step-by-step masterclass. This is the complete system for writing VSLs that convert cold prospects into buyers, from research to recording to results. So let's get started. So part number one, why VSLs matter. A video sales letter or a VSL is the single highest leverage sales asset that you can create in your business. It is a pre-recorded video like this, that delivers your entire sales pitch, handles objections, pre-handles objections, I would say, stacks proof, and moves a cold prospect to a buying decision. All without you being there on the phone or talking to them. So while you sleep, people are being sold to work with you. Think of it this way. Your best salesperson gives the same perfect pitch every single time, never gets tired, never asks for a raise, never forgets a line, works 24/7, and scales infinitely. If you record it once, one person watches it, 10 or 1 million, doesn't matter because you already have the video recorded, and that's, by the way, leverage. When you do something one time, one input, and you get way more output, right? So this is huge. This is what a VSL does for your business. The information gap problem. Most prospects need roughly 1 to 2 hours of information about you, your method, and your results before they are ready to buy. Especially nowadays that there's a trust recession, people are skeptical, the world is unstable, no one knows, there's AI, etc. People need even more trust with you. And without a VSL, that education happens randomly across weeks. So your sales cycle becomes long. A sales cycle is when the person finds out about you, how much time it takes for them to go from just finding out about you to actually buying from you. For some people, it's years. So they find out about you here, and then after some years they buy because your information about you and your company is scattered everywhere. So they randomly need to stumble across it to have the right pieces and right convincing points in their mind to make a purchasing decision. And the VSL takes all of that, and it's one video where people watch. They get 80% of what they need to know about your brand to actually be convinced to work with, and that's why this is super, super important. Now, without the VSL, the education happens randomly, as I said, across weeks or months of content consumption, or worse, across multiple sales calls where your team is doing the same pitch over and over again. And a VSL compresses the entire education into one concentrated viewing experience. Instead of waiting months for someone to consume enough content to trust you, you microwave them from cold to hot in a single setting. The runway analogy. Think of the sales process like a plane taking off. The bigger the plane, the bigger the purchase. The longer the runway needs to be, the more information the prospect needs. A VSL extends your runway, so the larger planes, meaning your high-ticket clients, high-quality buyers, can take off. If you are trying to close premium offers with a short landing page and a booking link, you're asking a 747 to take off from a basketball court, right? And it's not going to happen. 747 is an airplane. What the VSL actually does for your business? It standardizes your pitch to every prospect that gets with your best presentation, not your team's improved version. It pre-handles objections before the sales call, so your team only has to, you or your team, if you sell yourself, then you. If you have a team, your team can only make a 6-inch putt instead of driving from the tee. Qualifies prospects by forcing them to consume information. Anyone who watches to end is self-selecting and is interested and informed. Reduces close calls needed. Business routinely drops from 3 to 4 calls to close down to just 1. And of course, not most people don't need 3 to 4, but if you are very super high ticket B2B, sometimes you do need to, but usually people close with 1 or 2 calls, and this one helps you with both. Lower salesperson skill requirement. You do not need rock stars closers when VSL did 90% of the selling. Meaning, if you have a very talented closer, which you should, and you have a very great VSL, you'll make way more money. If you have a great VSL and a bit less talented closer, you'll still make money. If you don't have a VSL, then you need only the best of the best closer to make sales. So making a VSL is worth it because then you will at least make money. And then if you have a great closer or you are a great closer too, then you'll make even more. Scales infinitely. One video works flawlessly. Whether you have again 10 or 10,000 leads, it doesn't matter. The money math, if your sales team currently needs 3 calls to close someone, that means prospects need 3 hours of information to make a buying decision. A great VSL delivers 45 to 90 minutes of that information before the first call, turning a 3 call close into 1 call close. Or, simply said, for most of you, the people that don't buy from you on the first call, even if you just do 1 call closes, they would have bought. If people are watching your VSL and then joining your free community, VSL will help you with that and more people will join. If you sell in the DMs, if people watch your VSL first and then you send them the offer, they'll buy more. You can use VSL in everything and it will shrink all the rest of the sales process, which is what you want. If your cost per booked call, let's say, is $200 to $300, a great VSL can drop it to 80 to 90 by pre-qualifying and pre-selling your best leads. So it works if you have paid ads, content, if you are promoting something free-paid, if you are making people to book a call or show up to the call, if you are making people to buy something from your about page, any step of the process, VSL pre-convinces people to do that. It's a one-time work and a forever bump, right? I learned this from Alex Hormozi's workshop that we paid $24,000 for. When he explained that a VSL, and this is true because I've done, like, every single business that I have, first thing I do is I implement a VSL. VSL is one-time work that creates a permanent conversion lift across your entire funnel. Every ad, every piece of content, every lead magnet, they all convert better where there's a VSL in the flow. This is not something you do every week. You create it once, optimize it over time, and it compounds forever. There is no business model, niche, or offer type where having prospect watch a well-crafted video about your solution results in fewer sales. It does not exist. A good VSL will nearly always result in significantly more booked calls, more qualified leads, more conversions, higher close rates, and more sales. Now, a lot of these trainings are available for free with all of the templates, AI tools, private feedback for you to be able to implement in your business. And guess what? It's absolutely free. So if you're interested, the link will be down below in the description and you can apply to join there.